Morning everyone, and welcome to your final English lesson of this week and your final English lesson on your blogs. I've been really impressed with all the blogs that have been sent in this week. There's some really nice ideas. I can see lots of people following the videos, thinking about the features that they're using, thinking about the information that they're including, and I hope you've all learned a little bit about how astronauts live in space this week. I hope you're enjoying our topic on Earth and space. It's certainly one of my favourite topics. So it's a really quick lesson today. You're not going to have to listen to me for long, but I did think it was important that I just went through what I'm expecting you to do today. So none of you should have published your blogs yet. They should just be saved as drafts at the minute. And that's because I want us to just check through and check back to all the things that we said we were going to make sure we included before we upload it for others to see. So we're going back to our success criteria, which is all of these things here. So checking through your blogs to make sure that you've included all of these things. So you need to make sure that you've got your title. You need to make sure that it's relatively short. However, it still needs to include all the information that you have planned and prepared, and make sure it sounds like you know what you're talking about as well. Okay, but from some of the drafts that people have sent me in this week, I've been really impressed with all the information that they've either picked up from the PowerPoint or possibly things that they already knew or they researched themselves. Another thing, make sure you've got those subheadings in there. It just makes it so much easier to read and it looks so much more organised for the reader. It's first person, remember, so you're talking about yourself. You're not talking about, astronauts on the ISS. You're saying us or we on the ISS have to have packaged food so that it doesn't make crumbs. All right, so you need to make sure you're talking about yourself. In my spare time, I like to read a book. Not in their spare time, it's in my spare time. Yeah, you're talking about yourself, just like we did for our diaries. And lastly, I saw some really lovely examples of this from the drafts that have been sent in, making sure we're using those front-end verbials and the time sequencing to organise our information and also vary those sentence starters. So first thing that I want you to do, check through your blogs and through all of those success criteria that we've just read. So you can pause the video and have a little check now. Once you've finished your blog and have checked through it for any errors, then you can publish it for others to see. It will need to be approved by me or Miss Thatcher first, and you may get it back for some corrections. I'm not entirely sure how it works in terms of publishing these, but like everything else, it will have to obviously be approved by me or Miss Thatcher before others are able to see it. So once you think you're happy, you've checked through, you've checked your success criteria and everything like that, you need to press the save and publish button. Instead of a save to draft, you need to save and publish it. Okay, that way it will be visible for others to see. So it should look like this. When published, others will be able to read your blog and enjoy your work. So it will look like this. You should have your image in a box there, it should have your name at the top and obviously the title over here in the summary. Okay, and if everyone's followed the instructions, then everyone's will look the same. Okay, so you'll be able to see that everyone's has got their name, it's got a picture and it's got the title. Can I just point out as well, make sure that you've got capital letters for your name. Okay, and whether you're putting your first name and your surname or just your first name, it's up to you, but you need to make sure that you've got capital letters for those as well. So now that you've published it and you can read others, you can even comment on other people's blogs to let them know that they've done a good job. So that'll be a really nice way to give others some encouragement, give them some praise, give them some compliments. And remember, we talk about you might want to give them a bit of you might want to ask a question to learn some more from their blog. Make sure you are writing those positive compliments though. We want to build everyone else up rather than bring them down. We want to be positive about what they've written. So just some tips on how to write an effective blog comment. Always use correct spelling, punctuation and spacing. So this is something that's really important. If you were writing a piece in class or if you were commenting on someone else's piece in class, you wouldn't want to put something that had an incorrect spelling in there or some incorrect punctuation. So even though it's just a blog comment, I want you to make sure that you're checking your spelling and your punctuation. And I know that often on Purple Mash, quite a lot of you like to, put loads of exclamation marks at the end of something, or sort of put loads of vowels, lots of A's in something that just has one A. But can you try, well, I want you to all try to do a sort of serious, spelled correctly, correct punctuation, blog comment, okay, rather than sort of the normal things that we would post on Purple Mash. So whether it's just a, well done, I really like the part where you talk about your hobbies, and make sure it's punctuated correctly, that would be a really good comment. Or this is a really interesting blog, I've enjoyed reading it. Okay, making sure you've got the correct punctuation in there. And the spacing is something that I mentioned yesterday as well. Make sure you're using that space bar and those capital letters. That's just reminded me as well, in terms of spelling and punctuation, can we all make sure we're capitalizing? So I'll just go back to those points that I made before. Our I's. Yeah, if you're talking about I go to the toilet or whatever you're saying, it needs to be capital I. Okay, I know when you're writing you don't have to press a capitalize button, but when you're typing it, you need to make sure that they are capital. It needs to be relevant to its related post. So you wouldn't post something like, what are you doing at the weekend? Because that's nothing linked to, unless I suppose you were saying what other hobbies do you enjoy, and you were asking them, more information about that. But try and keep it relevant to what they've posted on there. Yeah, please don't start talking about other things on their comments of their blog. Compliment the author of the blog or someone in the photo. So you might even compliment the photo. You might compliment them saying, oh, I really like that you've used that photo of Yuri Gagarin or Neil Armstrong. You can ask a question or add new information to the post. So this second one is just to your comment. Okay, so you can ask a question or ask for maybe some new information. You can do better than, good work, or well done. How about I really like how you. So don't just give a simple well done. Say, say something specific. I really like the part where you talked about the food that you eat on the ISS. Okay. And also you can make a comment that says like, that looks like lots of fun, or that your hobby sounds like lots of fun. Or it could be a thing of, it looks like you've worked really hard on this blog and you've got lots of information in there that's really interesting. Okay, always read over your comment and make sure that it makes sense. You've got that opportunity, you can check it before you post it. And then this last one is related in general to if you were posting on blogs online. But obviously if we're doing it on Purple Mash, which is safer, and we know that only our classmates are posting on there. But obviously you guys know that if you are posting on a blog that is online for anybody to see, you're not going to give any personal information away. Okay, but obviously on our blog we've just posted it to Purple Mash, which we know we know all the people that can access that, which is just our classmates. Okay, so I want you to enjoy looking through everyone's blogs, commenting on them and everything like that. Just make sure you are thinking about those effective blog comments. Looking forward to reading through myself, and you will hopefully get a comment from me or Miss Thatcher as well.